Hi, my name is Detroit Miracle, and this video is about change. That very word is mostly and muchly used to remove bad sets of circumstances from our lives. And many of us want to remove bad sets of circumstances in order to make things better for ourselves. But many of us are not conditioned to accept that change, which would completely remove the bad. Yes, we are psychologically and we are psychologically conditioned to pretty much deal with those bad sets of circumstances, but we do not want to remove those because it's like watching a message over and over again, and that message is subliminal, and it tends to stick in the back of your mind psychologically, and you think that you cannot do without that particular message. It's like, where's that message? Where's that message? Even if you don't like it, you are still accustomed to hearing it or having it with you. And that's what goes on down here. It's like you see all the good things that happen, all the good circumstances, all the bad things, all the bad sets of circumstances, and that word is in between. It's in the middle of those. Change. You say it is something that's on everybody's mind set. When you hear somebody or see somebody, oh, I want to change my circumstances from a bad into a better. I want to start things over and make things better. It's like remember New Year's resolutions? That means getting rid of the problematics and starting the new year off fresh and just have everything the way you would want it. It's like having a self-surrounding, contained utopia in which you live and conduct yourself in. And that is what change is. That's the New Year's resolution, change. And many people feel the same way. If it's not New Year's, it's like they want to change their job occupations and get a better one because they're not making enough money at their current jobs, and they just can't make ends meet. So they say, wow, I'm gonna get on a hustle, I'm gonna get on a grind, I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna get a better job so that I can save money and live a little bit better and make things better for my household. So they said change is the key word used. Key is, and change is the word emphasized for those intended purposes of making things right or making things good for yourselves and each other. But we are not conditioned to accept that change because all this stuff, all these good set of circumstances in which we are brought up in, all these bad set of circumstances in which we are brought up in, is like they're psychologically imprinted upon us. It's like a subliminal thing in which we feel that we don't necessarily need, but we must have. Yes, we're conditioned that way. And as many things as you can, as many cases where you can prove that. Like look at all the bad things that happen that we can get rid of, but we won't in society. Like look at all our bad habits that we do not do away with, even though we intend upon changing those bad habits and removing them. It's like we still do them even though we don't need it. It's like drug addiction, for example. Like many drug addicts do not like what they're doing. Just say outside of getting high, just say for those instances that they are high, they probably like that feeling, but when they're not high, they do not like that. They do not like them circumstances. They do not like who they are. They do not like what they do, but yet they do it anyway because they are conditioned to do that. It's in the conditioning. And they will not remove that particular bad set of circumstances because even though they do not like it, because they conditioned themselves to deal with it. It's like we've conditioned ourselves to deal with crime, racial inequality, sexism, war, and that's why we haven't done away with those things as a society. Because hey, if you know something is bad and you are an able, competent-minded adult who could do away with it, then why wouldn't you? So when you get millions of others, tens of millions of others, and hundreds of millions of others that are competent, able-minded adults who are rational thinking persons who could choose to do the right thing but don't choose to do the right thing, then that means that you have been conditioned to accept and go along with those bad things, so you do not want change. Even though you do want change, it's like all of it is psychologically. You feel as though you cannot really do without it, even though you want to do without the bad. And many will justify it by saying, well, it's the coin thing, it's the two sides or the opposite sides where one cannot coexist without the other. And I've heard that term being brought up on many occasions, that whole coin thing, like saying it has to be a whole bad set of circumstances and it has to be a whole good set of circumstances in order for things to properly run in a non-chaotic fashion. So they're saying essentially utopia brings chaos. That's what they're saying. Or they're saying that all of bad brings chaos too. And we more feel that the all of bad would bring chaos because it's everything that you don't want. But how would the all of good make things more chaotic and problematic if it's everything you really want? And it involves peaceful coexistence, racial equality, fairness, justice, and all of those other things in association with it, which would be an emphasis of change actually being applied for purposes of removing the bad. And in actuality, yes. So think about that thing with change. You know, it changes most definitely what should be applied to take away bad. And without that change, then that bad would be a ever remainder. So this is Detroit Miracle. If you guys like this video, you're more than welcome to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And please leave a like and a comment in the comment section. Peace out.